Kia ora and welcome, Talei, to our Resilience Matters podcast. Awesome to have you here. Talei is we go way back. We got heaps of different kaupapa and things that we engaged in together, such as like the Future Leaders, Find Your Fish stuff, heaps of different things. You're a founder. Wahine toa. Nah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and just, do some amazing mahi with the youth, inspired heaps of people. You're a speaker. You've done heaps of different things, and it's awesome to have you on our podcast today. So welcome.
Thanks. Thank you for gassing me up like that. No, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, cool as. Today going to be talking a little bit about your journey. Ko wai koe, e hoa?
Thanks, Luke. Kia ora, my name's Talei. I'm 29 years old, born in Nelson, raised 15 minutes from here in the Waimana Gorge. And yeah, I've been pretty much in whakatane my whole life with a little stint in Fiji and Australia. On my mum's side, I'm Fijian from Laos, and on my dad's side, if we go back through the roots, he's from England and Cornwall, but a couple gens, they've been in New Zealand, like Awakere, the Mount, and down Te Araroa. So, excited to be here.
Choice. And tell us a little bit about growing up in the Waimana Gorge.
Oh, bloody beautiful. I absolutely love it, especially this time of year. We've got a plum orchard, so that's pretty much all we do. I shouldn't say we because I don't know how to pick anymore. I just can't be bothered. I'm like, nah. But I'll go and sell them, and my mum and my other siblings have been doing that, so that's cool. We're right by the river, so absolutely love it. Swimming, eeling, fishing. Our closest neighbours like 2 k's away, so it's beautiful. The peace.
Yeah, it is a great spot.
Yeah.
Nice. No, cool. And so you're whakatane, not born but bred here, grew up here, went to Whakatane High, got involved with like volleyball and stuff, and ended up being a leader at high school as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey and even like leading into like how you turned into a bit of an entrepreneur?
Oh yeah. Yes, I love volleyball. I went to the trials in year 9 only because my mates were like, are you coming? And I was like, oh my God, I need a ride home. Anyway, ended up going along, playing, got in the team, loved it. When I was year 10, had the opportunity to go with like my best friends to Australia to go play. And the trip was like $2,500. And my parents, they'll let me do whatever I want, but I got to find a way to pay for it. So I ended up selling lollies. I just sold like dollar bags at school in a little basket, and then that was so popular I ended up getting like this little granny wagon thing, and I had like zombie chews, K-bars, chewing gum, gobstoppers, like absolutely everything. I got kicked off one of the buses because everyone kept leaving their rubbish. I was like selling in class, like it was crazy, and it paid for my trip and heaps of my other school fees. So yeah, all throughout high school, I pretty much either sold lollies, did car washes, did sausage sizzles. Like, I'm a fundraiser hard, because I didn't want to have that extra burden for my parents, but also I just wanted to do other things. So, yeah.
Oh, mean. And like your lessons of like entrepreneurship, like in high school, like how did they help you through into like, what you did after school and stuff?
I guess when I look after school, like straight after school, I just sort of went into mahi and stuff. A few years down the track, ended up playing like other sports and would still do those fundraisers. But I've got younger siblings, so I guess I just wanted to make sure, that they could do everything they wanted to as well. So help them fundraise there. And then I guess moving into entrepreneurship type of stuff, I think it was 2018, went to Festival for the Future for the first time. Like, totally inspired. I was at quite a low place, didn't know what I was up to in my life, knew I wanted to do some cool stuff but didn't know what it was. Heard Professor Mehana Duri talk about like finding your fish, find what you love, all of that, and then I guess that's how the Find Your Fish movement was born. And people hear it and crack up, but it's more around like just helping people find their passion. And at the time I was like, find your passion, turn it into your profession. But then I'm like, also just find what you love, find different things you love, and how can you keep doing them. And so, ended up getting funding to run different programs and leadership stuff, holiday programs. And it was mean for a few years. I've stopped in the past couple years because, like, funding dried up. You know, to be honest, if you don't have a stable job, like, it's hard to do all the extra stuff on the other side. And so it's been a bit of a journey, but still want to keep running holiday programs and stuff.
Yeah, awesome. And I think, like, you know, like we and, you know, like Pet and stuff have been like products of some of the amazing mahi that you guys have done. And like some of the kids who have like engaged with, you know, and seen them today and like doing what they're doing, it's like, it's pretty cool. How did you like make that decision? Because I know that it can be a little bit of a tricky one.
Yeah. I think it was like on the top of my mind, probably from 2023. I had all these plans, like we had a little working group, you know, this is how we want Find Your Fish to look, want to start up and have like an office space and all of that. And we ended up having one in Kawerau for a bit. Like, everyone was super supportive in regards to like adults who wanted to help us, rangatahi who wanted to be a part of it. And then it just became like, I definitely ran before I could even crawl. Like, wanted to do all these things without thinking of like EOTC, like how do we keep people safe? We want to take 50 kids to the river. All good, we can all swim, you know. But when you think about health and safety, the more I learnt about that sort of stuff, I was like, this is so much, and it just got really overwhelming. And then, you know, we talked about it before, when you just keep getting hit with no funding application denied. And it was like how I'm building this dream that not only affects me now, but like, you know, a few people, how I can't just let them down. And I guess that was sort of a battle in my head. And then slowly it was just having those convos like, I just don't know how we're going to move forward. Like, for me, my goal is to just make sure we can run some sort of programs during the holidays for these kids. If you're keen to, like, this is me talking, it was Petra. I was like, Petra, if you're keen to run stuff, I'll support you, but I just don't have like the mental capacity to be able to keep going right now. And I think that with a lot of stuff that was going in my home life, my personal life, like, it was just too hard. So it was like, what's more important, my mental health or trying to live up to the vision I thought other people saw of me, if that makes sense.
And you got to look after yourself too. And like, to be honest, it's not an easy decision to like say either way what you're going to do, like whether it's going to be to carry on and like constantly get smashed or like denied from funding stuff, or do I, you know, let our whānau know that maybe this isn't, you know, something right now in the season that we can carry on with, because like things get hard, life changes, right? Sometimes not so much our passions, but maybe our way of like achieving those things like changes as well. But either way, I think you're still doing some great stuff in the community too.
Thank you.
And what about like you were also, what was that one with Arotoihi? You're doing some...
Oh, Rangatahi region?
Yeah. So, like, it'd be awesome to hear a little bit. So, Arotoihi is about the peak youth development body in New Zealand, right? And so they've come up with a whole bunch of different, like, competencies almost, like, of how, like, we can display and be, like, good youth workers. Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I've been practicing with Arotoihi. So, yeah, they're awesome. They're like, I guess if we had it in a diagram, they support organisations. They support everyone who supports young people pretty much. If you are a youth worker, you can sign up with them to get extra training and all of that sort of stuff. They run mana taiahi workshops. And yeah, a couple years ago, Sai, Mariko and Christina Leaf created Rangatahi Regen, which was an awesome program bringing together like 6 rangatahi, I guess, like leaders or people doing stuff in their communities to sort of support them in who they are, learn about contracting, facilitating workshops, all of that. And I was just talking to Christina this morning because we did like heaps of sessions, would meet up weekly, would talk about different things, whether it was goal setting for ourselves or learning about facilitation. learning about how to price ourselves, like when contracting and stuff. So getting into the nitty gritty. But one thing that we did with them was a goal setting session, like a dream session that Christina created. And I woke up this morning and I'd thought of doing something, and then I woke up and I was like, I'm excited to go for a run. You know, like that was me. I was like, I'm ready to go for a run. And 4 years ago, that was on my dream session. I want to be in a healthy state where I'm going to wake up and be excited. I had to tell her, I was like, bro, I did it. I did something on the list.
Cool.
And I guess just the connections that grew from being a part of Rangatahi Region with the participants, with the organisation itself. Like, I'm still so blessed to be connected with Arataiahi, and over the past few years I've been involved with like the Youth Week campaign, and we got to go to Wellington together.
Oh, fine, that's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was
crazy.
so cool. Just heaps of stuff. Like, they've taught me so much, and yeah, just super grateful.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And so, like, you'd go around and do like little workshops and stuff as well, eh? Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think, no, you weren't facilitating at that time, but I was still hanging around, and I think maybe was it Matt?
Oh, Matt Brown. Yes.
Yeah. And then one of the like fires. Yeah, there.
Yes.
I forgot what her name is.
Oh, man. Was it Jane?
Yeah, maybe Jane. She was down there in Wellington as well with us too. Yeah. Yeah, so no, that's cool choice. And so you sort of briefly touched on just then about, back in the day you sort of had set these goals. First, I just want to talk about like goal setting in general. Like, what are some like tips for you, like that you think are important for people to know? And then after that, maybe we'll start to talk about like your Hauora journey, seeing as that was maybe one of your goals.
Cool. I've always been like a massive vision board person. Like, even in high school, I'd have like extra school curricular activities, my grades and all of that sort of stuff, and then just extra stuff I wanted to achieve during the year. And that was pretty easy to write down because you're at school, like my mind was just thinking, I want to get this, I want to get, be in this team, I want to do this, whatever, be in this production. And as I slowly left school, it was like, oh, okay, there's so much more opportunities now, like what do I do? And for a few years I didn't do goal setting. And then when I got into, I guess, my early 20s again, that's when I started vision boarding, writing everything down in detail. And it just, over the past 3 years, it's gotten too much. Like, I put down 30 things that I want to achieve in the year. Like, last year I wanted to read 12 books. I didn't read one book. I didn't read a single book. I was like, I'm useless. I'm useless and a failure. But I guess I listened to podcasts like Jay Shetty's 4-tier goal setting sort of helped me, and I broke it down in a way that's understandable for me. This year, I've just made up cute little things on Canva. I've got 3 non-negotiables, and that's to run at least 2Ks every day, to get in 10,000 steps every day, and to stretch every day.
Nice.
Because this recovery is just as important. And so that was like my first list. My second list is just like the 5 things that I want to try achieve every day. That's your basics, trying to drink water, journal, like for my mindset. And then I just have that, made it my screensaver so it's rotating, and I can just always see it.
It's just like good reminders.
Yeah. Nice. And it's pretty, so I love the aesthetic. And then, I just...
You might have read, probably not last year, but no, Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
And how it says, like, always having things accessible in your area is something that's going to help you to, be reminded. Like, if there's a water container or on your bench, you're more likely to drink the water container than if it's not. You're going to go away and maybe grab a fizzy or whatever. No, that's awesome. And like, is there any like, I don't know, like for me, like when I set goals now, I've just like really just toned everything right down. Like there used to be like the big SMART goals, which I think is a great framework, good like way to help us to determine what we want. But I guess after a while, you sort of come to a place that's like, oh yeah, that's all right. But like you still take those frameworks and those little bits out of it, or the principles. And so like now for me, I just like set my goal, say, I don't know, last month or a couple of months ago, I had to run 60 Ks in the month. And so 60 Ks, Well, you're going to be doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're doing like 2Ks a day. So
Am I a runner?
Yeah. And so there was that, and then like my smaller goals or my action points, I think those are where you really get it, because like you can actually start to tick those things off. And so like, my action point for week 1 was to run a 5K, to run a 5K and maybe 2-3Ks. You know, I'd have to do 10Ks a week, and then that means I don't have to do as much the next week, or, you know, just trying to balance that stuff out, seeing what my goals were. And then like, if you break them down, like the bigger goal, like the vision that you've set is so much more, it feels way more achievable. It doesn't feel as far away, because like you're making constant progress, and you can actually record that progress. Because like, I think as well, like once you achieve goals, you kind of like, hey, how did I get there? Sometimes, like obviously not all the time, because there's some goals that you have to work and slug at. But like when you look back and think, oh man, I've actually like come to that place. I think that's it's good to be able to acknowledge those steps each of the way, like each part of the way. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I love the ladder theory. I don't know even know if it's actually a theory, but when we did our dream session with Christina, like the first question is like, what is your dream life? And you're like, whole. So you get a bit of time, write down or draw whatever you want to do. And then one of the questions later on is like, how you're going to get there. And so for me, I like to put my big goal at the top of a ladder and then draw it, and then all the steps I sort of work down. Like, okay, to get here, I'm going to do this, and then here, and then starting small. Like for me, one of my goals this year is to run 10Ks non-stop. So that's at the top. And then when we're starting low, it's like just trying to run 2Ks non-stop. Like that's my first goal. Then it'll be like 4Ks and 5. And then you're just sort of building up the ladder. Yeah, but I think that's a mean one. Just like it's easy, it's straightforward. And then you start thinking about what you need to do, not what other people are doing to get to their goal.
Yeah. That's a great framework, actually. Like just thinking about like, no, I need to do this first before I can get there. Because you lay that foundation before you're like, no, I have to do this. And then you try and do it and you blow out, you know, like, and then it's like, oh, this is too hard. But whereas you break it down, there's little achievable things that you can do to get there. It's like,
and ticking it off is like,
honestly,
did it.
like I reckon like the feeling of like achievement is like it's just like it's
dopamine.
Yeah, unmatched, I reckon, because like you're like, wow, I actually did it, like, you know. So that's cool, awesome. And so from there you've set a lot of goals, and it sounds like a lot of your goals for this year is mainly around your Hauora. How's your Hauora journey? Take us through sort of like your goals and, you know, where that sort of started and, you know, to where we are today.
Oh, cool. I'm actually so excited. Like, I'm in a really good place with where I am now. And I look back to where I was like a year ago. I was sitting at maybe like 150 kilos. I was still confident in who I was. Like, I didn't care, I'll go swimming, whatever. But like on the inside, I was feeling it. I was like sick. I had, you know, irregular woman issues, sore feet, plantar fasciitis, like, and I was just uncomfortable. And I've had like weight issues pretty much my whole life, like dieting since I was like 10. And I blame my mum because she's such a good cook. She's a great cook. I'm the firstborn. She makes my lunch all through high school, primary, always have food. And
shout out, Auntie.
Yeah, so I just never really had any restriction, and that was always my main issue for my weight gain. It's just binge eating, eat, because I've always been really active. Like, I've always loved sports, loved sports so much that I played rugby, and I I snapped my ACL and MCL in 2020, and then that's pretty much where I really started to gain weight. And it was just like the mental load as well, when you want to do stuff and you can't even walk. Like, Petra had to shower me because we lived together. I couldn't shower myself. Like, so Pet helped me so much. Yeah, and I guess moving on from there, I just ended up gaining. COVID, cook, gain. And I've always been that person to go hard for a week or 2 or a month at most, lose a few kilos, and then get back off track. Anything sort of hits me like hard in life, go back off track, go to eating. And I had to have another surgery last year on my meniscus. Like, my joints just couldn't hold my weight, and I was still playing sports, snapped my meniscus when I went to volleyball again, and I was done. So I had a talk with my surgeon last year, and I told him, like, next time I see you, I'll be 10 kilos lighter. Like, I'm trying. And I was trying, but, still binge eating. I took Duramine, which is like an appetite suppressant. Didn't work. Tried to do everything. And the doctors, their answer for all of my things was you need to lose weight. And you just get to a point where you're like, I don't even want to go see you because that's all you see.
Yeah.
That's
like,
all you see.
I already know.
Yeah.
Like, then I want to do that, but it's so freaking hard.
It's
like,
hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Yeah, so I went back to my surgeon. I'd gained weight, and like, I know this man. I've known him for years. I coached his daughter. He's lovely. And he had like tears in his eyes, and he was like, you need to do something, or in 5 years, you're going to have the knees of someone older than me. And he's like 60. He's retired this year. And that hit me. Like, I was like, holy shit. And I'd heard of someone in town, like one of my mates. She'd gone to Turkey by herself and she got the gastric sleeve surgery. And I always thought, nah, that's the easy way out. I'm not going to do that. But bro, I was sitting at 154 kilos now at my heaviest. I didn't know what else to do. Started looking at gastric sleeve, looking at all the TikToks, all of this. And then I think it was in May last year, I was talking to my workmates and Pet, and I was like, I think I want to do this. Like, I think this is what I need to do for me. I don't care what other people say. I need to kickstart my weight loss so that I can do everything I want to do. And we talked about it in May. I applied to get my KiwiSaver out. I had to apply to get a loan first to be declined. Applied for it, and within 3 weeks, I got accepted on a loan. And I was like, oh my God. So I messaged my other mate. Yeah. She booked me some flights. And then June 23rd, I flew off. Flew off by myself to Turkey.
Wow.
It was so cool. Like, I was scared, but the hospital I went to, our ward was just Kiwis and Aussies. Okay. So that was me. Got to hang with them. Two 11-hour flights, landed straight to hospital, had my bloods and stuff, straight into surgery, 45 minutes later out. It was a 45-minute surgery. He did 10 in the day.
Probably took longer for your knees.
Bro, it took like 2 hours. I guess that's the first part is, I got gastric sleeve surgery.
So it's obviously like quite a popular thing if they have wards just dedicated to Australia and New Zealand.
And that was at one hospital. They've got so many hospitals. The hospital I went to does over 50,000 a year. So people are like, oh, aren't you scared they're going to 50,000
surgeries.
Just gastric sleeve. Gosh. And there's other people there getting cosmetic surgeries. Like, it was pumping. And it cost me under $5,000 to get the surgery, to stay in the hospital for 3 days, and to stay in the hotel for 3 days. And here, $27,000.
Oh my gosh.
So my whole trip there, including business class flights, cheaper by $10,000 than to get it. Like $15,000 than to get it here. So.
Did you get business class flights over there?
Yeah.
On the way back?
No, both. It was cheaper to get both because, it was just cheaper.
More comfortable. How long was the flight?
2 11-hour flights.
Wow.
And stopovers. So I was like the lounge, sleep. So it was mean. And
that sounds like such a big step. And I think it is a thing. And there's like heaps of uncertainty about like, is this actually legit and all of that kind of stuff. But to fly to Turkey obviously shows that you wanted to make a change in your life. So that's pretty awesome to actually that we talk about these vision boards, but actually executing and like doing what we have to do to make sure that we can achieve those things.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And so you said like 3rd of June, so about 6 months ago. What was like, not so much, well, even the recovery, but also like those months following it and just like readjusting life to new norm.
The first month was so hard because you can't chew anything. You're just liquid diet pretty much. And that was something, I guess when we talk about resilience, like I really had to push through. And something that got me through and still gets me through now is I couldn't eat too early because I could die. Or I can't eat this because, I won't, but that's what I tell myself. Like, I'm not going to waste $15,000 on just because I want to eat something or eat too fast and all of that.
Or even just like put yourself in like harm's way,
I don't want to hurt myself. The feeling of overeating once and it's so sore and just never again. But it was hard to adjust, but I think ever since talking with my surgeon, that's where I was like, I need to make a change, like for myself. You know, other people can see I need to make a change, I need to do it. And I guess I just went with it, and following other people on TikTok, like watching their 1 week post-op or 2 week and 3 week, all the way up to like 8 months. I'm just seeing how they're coping with it, what they're doing. And yeah, I love TikTok and Instagram for that, because it was sort of makes you feel like you're a part of a community.
Yes.
And other people are going through the same thing, and people might be like, "Oh well, you chose to go through it," and I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I'm not regretting it. I'm just saying it's a bit hard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with any challenge in
Yeah.
life, right? It's going to be hard when you have to commit to something. And just like, you know, even if without the surgery, committing to that sort of healthy water is hard as well. Either way, there's challenges, eh? And like, but it's good that you're connected into that community. Like, is there any like particular people that you like maybe like follow or
What's
inspired
his
you on that
name?
journey?
Day One or Dayton Blue or something. He had the surgery a couple days before me, and I just saw his 7-month post-op, and he's down 70 kilos. Like, watching him, I was like, so cool. One of my friends sent it to me like the day before my surgery, and I was just watching his, and I was like, so cool. So he's a Kiwi. Hiko from Whakatane, she's awesome. Like, I went and met up with her a couple times before, because she had it 3 months prior to me. She was so great. My other friend, Trin, she was the person who I first saw get it, and I was like, she looks amazing. She looks happy. So I follow them and absolutely love being able to talk to them as well and just ask for advice and stuff.
It sounds like not only has your, like, if you think about it in like the wharetapa way, not only has your physical well-being improved, but all those other aspects, because like maybe this, you know, that physical wall wasn't doing too well, right? It was like broken down or whatever.
It was crumbled.
But as you start to build it back up again, and like you start to like, you know, feel in control of that part, it just improves like your mood, and like not ever that you were like down buzz or whatever, but like, you know, like it just like shows,
energy,
like, it just makes you feel better, you know, like, oh, that's amazing. Oh, cool. And so those first few weeks, you saw those people who, you know, are doing amazing on that journey. And then, you know, what comes after that? Because I guess you had these physical things that you couldn't do because, you know, eating and the surgery and things like that. Is it easy enough to slip back into like habits of like, oh, I can only eat like a small amount anyway. So if I'm, you know, just, well, can you even, you said you can't overeat it? Nah.
Like, I probably eat a third of a cup to half a cup at a session. I get like a meal time
of like, say like chicken or, you know, rice or whatever.
I haven't even tried rice yet. Like, that was something that we're told not to eat for 6 months, and I'm just scared it's not going to break down, and I just don't want to get like addicted to it. Same with bread. Like, I had my first slice of bread in a while for breakfast. Pasta, haven't had pasta really.
So what's their dietary like recommendations? Like, what do they say to eat or not eat? Well, first, like, what do they say to eat? I think
to eat, like, you know, first week liquid, second week smoothies, third week puree. Once you've gotten past all of that and you can start eating, slowly introducing like crunchy food, and really just trying to eat like whole foods. Like that's best to say it. There's no real diet. It's just eating good food, you know, comes from the ground. I'm handy with like protein shakes and protein bars when I'm on the go. My favourite right now is like Caesar salad. Never thought I'd say that in my life.
Honestly,
but
like,
so good.
Yeah, we've just come back from Oz, and like we're having like we've had quite a few since we've come back from Oz. It's just like
Me
Caesar salads
too.
are mean.
I had a Caesar salad there, and I was like, I'm so refreshed.
Yeah. They're handy too, eh? Like,
Yeah.
their ingredients and like they make it real.
So beautiful. But yeah, like, I can eat food. I don't have chocolate. I don't have sweets. Just because too much sugar and you can get dumping. And I actually got dumping for the first time last week because I made my whānau fry bread. Shout out to Paris Naku, best fry bread recipe ever. So I made them like fry bread with the Magnum, and then I made them fry bread lamb burgers, and I made them some kamo and butter. And I had like the tiniest bit of fry bread with some real butter and kamo. Bro, my stomach, like, I was dizzy. I was on the toilet for 2 days. Like, it was so sore.
What did you say? Like, what's the word that
Dumping. It's when you have too much sugar after having the sleeve, and because it goes straight through you. You can't process a lot of nutrients and stuff. So, like, I got to take a few vitamins and supplements every day.
Yep.
Otherwise, I could get really sick.
Yep.
And yeah, it was the worst. So now I'm like, no more real butter for now. Like, none of that. No fried bread. Like, I'm just any fried food, stay away. But you know, I've had like fish and chips a little bit.
Yep.
I've had Macca's chips and Macca's wrap and whatever. But I guess I also think I just don't want to put it in me and have that risk. And
yeah, it almost like forces a change of lifestyle, eh?
Yeah.
Like, because you literally can't do those things anymore. You know, it just forces you to change the things that you're doing.
yeah, don't
Amazing.
drink fizzy. Haven't drunk alcohol.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I guess like the fizzies and stuff are pretty dangerous, eh? Like, but it's such a good change for our lives when we, you know, choose to make those options. No, awesome. And so from there, that's been the last, you know, few months. Like, how soon could you get back into training after that?
I got back at like heaps of people started at about 4 weeks, and I was just still wrapping my head around everything I can eat and just trying to walk. I think I got back into training at about 7 weeks post-op, and that I built a little gym in my shed at home. I've got a Jets membership that I'm still paying, but you know, all the excuses. Don't want to come to town early, don't want to go at peak hour, and I was like, how we talked about goal setting, you need to, or atomic habits, you need to create an environment where you can't set yourself up to fail. So I had all this gym equipment, set it up in my gym, and I just used ChatGPT. I'm 28 years old, a week's post-gastric sleeve, goals, weight loss, create a 5-day program. And then I just stuck to that program for a couple months and then moved on, made another one. And yeah, so I started playing volleyball at 8 weeks post-op. I was all good. Everyone else was a bit nervous, and I did one dive and sort of hurt my knee because I didn't want to land on my stomach. And I was like, no.
Committed to the cause.
I was committed, bro. Like I already missed 3 weekends and I didn't want to miss the rest. But I was all good. Like, talked to a couple surgeons, they said wait 6 months, and I was like, I'm fine. And I mean, I've been fine since. So training at 6 weeks, playing at 8 weeks, and just carrying on training since then, really.
Yeah, cool, man. And so, like, what's your, like, so you've said you've got the 2Ks
a day
and the 10K steps and all of that. Like, how does that look like for you in a day? Like, how do you fit all of that stuff in? I guess 2Ks, like, it helps you to get the 10K steps. But like, how do you fit that in? Like, because you're, you know, busy, life's busy. How do you fit all of that stuff in?
Well, I guess it's good right now because it's school holidays. So like, I usually start at 8. I'll start working out at 8, go for my run, have about a 15-minute break, and then do my whatever my program is. And then just during the day, like the other day, I was at 6,000 steps. It was sunny, and I was like, I'm going to mow the lawns. And then I cracked my 10K.
Yeah, nice.
So,
yeah.
And yeah, I'll just take the dogs for a walk. Or yesterday I hit 20K because of my new hospo job, running up and down stairs. So yeah, I guess just making it work. And even one day I've been super tired and I'm like, this is a goal, and part of getting to that goal is pushing through when you're tired, and I want to show myself that I'm mentally tough. I'm going to go put my headphones on and take the dogs for a walk, go for a swim, whatever, and then I know I feel way better after, and I did. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm on a 28-day challenge with the boys from Poroporo, and that's like every day is like a different, like, you know, for the each week is like I think the first day is like a 4K run, then next day is like 100 burpees, 100 sit-ups, 100 all the way to Thursday, and then a 4K, and then 300. So all of those all together. So the burpee, sit-ups, and push-ups, and then the Sunday is like 10 of the hill climbs, and I blimmin' jumped in late, and the boys go, "Oh, you got to catch up now."
No,
all of those, like a week's worth almost, and like I'm pretty sure I got it done in 2 days. I've got a little bit left, but yes.
Can I share one of my challenges with it? Like, I guess people started noticing, and you know, this was always my fear, was people are just going to assume straight away. They're going to talk about me. They're going to say, oh, she just got the sleeve. And I'm at a point now where I don't care. Like, I'll happily tell anyone, because I think it's if you're at that point where you feel like there's no hope, it's an awesome tool.
Yeah.
But like, it's a tool and you need to stick and use it as a tool and not think that you can eat whatever you want because you're only eating a tiny bit. If you don't work out, then you're gonna, just your body might not composition the way you want it to. And I guess a real big challenge has been some older people come up to me and just go, you look way better. You've lost a lot of weight. And the way some people say things, and I'm just like, how? Thank you, but like, what the hell?
Yeah. There's other ways to say it.
And it's been handy.
But I think, it is something that you've got to manage, and it's good that those you've found ways to navigate those challenges too. Like, probably something that you didn't see coming, like before that people would actually be like, what are those called? Like backhanded
compliments?
Say, like, like who, like.
One kid asked if I was on crack at school. He ran up to me and goes, "Whole fire, you're looking skinny, you on crack, or you smoking heaps of weed, see me, oh my God. Oh my God.
Like,
Out the gate, bro."
But I think that just comes with, when you want to invest in yourself, it takes some, and there's whatever you do in life, there seems to always be someone who says, oh, you should be doing it this way, or you shouldn't do it like that. But like, actually, until you take some like actionable steps to achieve what you want to achieve, most of the time it won't happen. You just gotta, I think it was 5Ks, you said, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? So like, you gotta choose that time to, go and get it. So,
exactly.
Yeah. No, cool. And so like this like podcast is called Resilience Matters. And you've already shared like heaps of tools and like things for resilience as well. Are there any other challenges like for resilience that you faced within this like Hauora journey, or even just coming through, your journey all the way?
I guess a most recent challenge has been working in a system. Hey, everyone likes to talk about systems, but working in a system where you can see what, I guess, needs to be done or how you want to help people, but there are rules and stuff in place that don't allow you to get there, or there's protocols that you have to follow. So like for me, I work in attendance and we've got a list of steps that we have to do, engaging with whānau. What happens if they don't engage? Then we keep trying. If they don't engage and we keep trying and we're getting support from other people, then we have to send them a letter. There's a letter system. Letter 1, warning, meet with us or else please get involved. Letter 2, this is serious. Letter 3 is like, this is super serious, you need to get in touch with us, or we could file like a report of concern to OT or Section 19, like real technical stuff. And I just find it so hard, like, especially when some whānau are just going through it, they need extra support, but they're not communicating. And then, I don't want to get into too much detail because I don't know if I'll get into trouble for it. But just working in like the education system, it's just so hard when we can see so many people failing when they don't need to. Also, we've got so many kids who don't want to be in school. They want support to get in a course, and we've got so limited courses or spots available. Like Employ NZ, I don't even know if they've got funding to run again this year. And that was our other alternative for kids to go to get the NCA level 1 and level 2. And it was such an awesome course. Like I used to run that as career fit. And it was awesome. But now there's not that. Then we've got TPUM, and then, they've got limited spots. We've got AE, they've got limited spots, and you have to be enrolled. So the minimal amount of courses that we do have here don't fit everyone. And I think for me, that has been for my whole team actually, we've, shed tears over it. Like, this job can be so hard sometimes because you really feel for the kids, you really feel for the whānau, and you feel like you can't do anything. So I think for me to overcome this is, making sure that my team felt comfortable enough to talk about it, that offload to me, they'd feel a bit better. I'd go and offload to someone else or just write it down. Or just email MOE and be like, all of these aren't working, like, what can we do? And they never really, and like, they can't. They're bound by protocols as well. So we're just stuck in this, like, what do we do?
Yeah. it's real like advocacy at like a very higher level, like almost at a policy level, to be able to change some of these systems.
Yeah.
But when we're just driven by, numeracy, literacy, what this government's like sort of driven by, it sort of leaves some people in the dust to sort of just fend for themselves. And like, it's amazing that our attendance services can go out there and help, but there's also that issue of, how can we be most impactful if we're constantly restrained by these barriers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tricky. I think that's actually why I started Wahi as well, because you saw that there was such a big gap and there was no way within the system, way that I thought, that you could actually address that issue, like on a wide scale, on a scale that's going to be meaningful and impactful as to the way that like the Petra program's kind of been over the last few years. And so it's like, how can we develop a system or a way of working or even a framework? Because I think that if you can develop like a evidence-based framework that works for everyone, that the government can adopt, then that's fine, because like you still get that flexibility within doing the mahi that you're doing, but you also, I guess, have a framework to keep you safe in that aspect of things too. But our kids are, they learn differently. Everyone learns differently, and it's not just our kids, but everybody learns differently. Everybody picks things up differently. Everyone has different interests, and if sitting in a classroom for hours on end isn't the way that somebody learns, they just usually just get, or they just exclude themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I don't want to do this. It's not something that brings me joy, and it's fair enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, but our system, because, like, I remember my parents always said, like, I hated school too, but I could leave when I was 16 and I could go straight to uni. They had multi-train training or all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that if we could look at again, like on a systemic level, we could actually drive some real good change. Yeah, no, cool. And so those tools, like I heard a few tools there, was you being able to just talk and find your support person, offload. Yeah, awesome. Oh, cool. And the last thing that I always ask people too, if there's anything that you could say to somebody who's watching this right now who might need some encouragement or something that you would say to someone, what would you say?
What would I say if someone needed encouragement? I feel like we say just go talk to someone, but sometimes it's so hard. It's even like writing your notes on your phone. Like if you're feeling down or you're feeling stuck, for me, I find it so much easier to either write it physically or just in my notes, let it all go, and then build, I guess, I'm such a planner. I like to plan. So it's like, what do I want to get out of this? Or, or just go for a walk. Like walking in nature, bare feet, so much endorphins, so great. Look at me, I think I'm Fitspo now. But it's actually so good. It's so good.
It actually is. Like, there's so much evidence behind what you're saying there.
Just
it's
connecting with nature, eh?
Yeah. Just basic. Like, we're sort of it's only in the last like couple of 100 years that we've sort of built those four walls where we're constantly inside.
Exactly.
And it's not
get outside, get some sun.
Yeah, that's it. Amen. All right, cool. Well, I think that's pretty much us anyway.
Thank you so much,
Talei, for jumping on this kōrero with us and jumping on our podcast. And look forward to catching up again and seeing how far your journey gets. So
thank you.
Too much, sis.
Thank you.
Choice.